Hi guys. So we're going to be back here for a new season. Um, I'll go through again how I should be making the progress on each of my accounts. Um, this is Psycho. This is one of the accounts that I have in this server. Um, server 602. And here, the first thing that I would do on each of my accounts would be open the AFK stage, claim the rewards twice, as we did before, maybe three times. Um, you can use the daily rewards that you have here, and then after that, you go to level your heroes. There are two ways to level heroes here. You can just level them all at the same level, or like I do here, I keep at least one of them higher than the rest, and this will help us get better scores at Dream Realm. This is a little tip I have. So if you keep one of them higher, this means this hero will make a big difference in the composition for Dream Realm. I'll show you in a bit. So now that we have that done, you can start pushing because this season you will have to be pushing a lot to get nice rewards and nice everything because everyone is going to be trying to get the daily, you know. Previous season you didn't have a daily progress, but this season we will get a daily cap, so you will try to reach that cap every day. For today, it's 350, so we will try to aim for that cap. And okay, after that, the next thing that you will have to do, or well, at least I do for my accounts, is go to the Emporium. Check if you have already 30k to get one of the big heroes here, the Celestial or Hypogeans. If not, you can check how many title essences you have. Like I mentioned before, if you have spare um, diamonds, you always want to have at least 250 or 300 of these essence because if a new hero comes out, you will have the essence to immediately get him to X Weapon 5, which is like um, one of the better ways to have a new hero because if you have it at an X0, it's really not making a big difference. Um, then if you did that, this would get the point for buying in the Emporium each day. If not, you can always get the cheap white envelope. This is always great, and you should usually be getting around 300 to 400 diamonds a day, so you can get this one very easy. In here, I would recommend you to get at least the Lily Maze because those will help you with the progression in both PvP and PvE. The others are up to you if you want to get them. I'll cover that in another video. In here, the same. Get your orbs each week. This is for champions, but I will also explain how to get to champion easily, so that's not going to be any problem. In here as well, you can get the heroes that you need. I'm working on getting that one to Paragon, so I'm getting that. And finally, you have like if you're doing your story progression and everything, you will get a lot of this currency. So just get this one because it's the one that's discounted, and that's the best thing that you can get here. After that, you go to the Noble Tavern and recruit at least once because that's one quest, you know. So if you're doing this in order, at the end of the progress, you will be done with all your dailies. So in here, let's check the wish list. You should be going for Sonia. That's one of the heroes you need. The second one, Rowan, you can buy it in the store, so I wouldn't recommend having it here. You can either go for Bala or, I mean, if you need someone else, you can get it. Temesha is also a really nice hero, but for now, let's go for Bala because that's a nice PvP one. In here, I recommend if you go for either Sinbad because I mean you can buy it now, but if you get it here, it will be easier to get it like a lot of copies. And I'm not sure if you need any of these two heroes because they're fairly new. I'm not sure if they are going to be used in PvE so much, but since the others you should already have some copies, I would just leave these two, right? So for now, they are uh, the Lightbringers. For Maulers, I am not sure if you have enough of these already. I mean, Lumont is maybe not used so much, but in last season it was used in some of the stall comps. So it's either Reese or Lumont. None of these, I think, they can be bought. Yeah, they can't be bought. Lumont can be bought. Sorry. Reese, you can't. So, well, I have a printed sheet here with all the heroes. So, um, you can either leave Reese. Shakir is one of the best options. I really love Shakir. He can five man any team if he's given the correct buffs. And this one you also can buy it, but since I was using it, I left it here. So for now, I'll just change for Smokey because it's also used a lot. And Tundra, you may want to. I think you can buy her as well. So just get Sith. You can buy. Uh, uh, Never go for this, dude. Soren is crap. um, Maybe just go for Odie. Satrana. Satrana is being used lately in part of the comp, so Satrana is good for now. I know you can buy her as well, but you really need a lot of copies, so that's fine. Here I had Granny because Granny I don't have enough copies, but I think for now I would try to get my Lily Maid to the top, and also I'm not sure if Tassi, maybe Aaron because he's going to be used for some comps now. In here as well, you can get any of them. Um, if you don't have Lenia, get Lenia at least 2S plus. Um, Parisa is also a nice option because she is also being used in some of the towers and stuff. So if you don't have Parisa already completed, get her, and then get I forgot her name. Get this girl. I forgot the name. Arden, you're going to be using him more. The old, I mean, no one uses him. Um, in here, I just got these two because I don't have copies, and Igor, you can buy him on the other store, so that's what I choose these two. And here is pretty much any of them is whatever you need, you know. So uh, I think for now, these two may be the best options. This is a replacement of I forgot this guy's name. Well, of him for PvP. I forgot this guy's name because I'm almost never use them. So Brian or Byron. If you want to use any of them, it's fine. They break Lily May's ult, so those are viable options. Now that you have already set your wish list, just get your heroes. Um, be sure to leave some for next days. Like, don't just change everything the same day because you are going to need every day. In here as well, get the ones that you can't get anywhere else. I was craving for Satrana so much. Now I have her, I think, S plus. No, so I'll still try to get her. I normally never recommend to get A levels in here, but this is a special case because now she's being used in some PvP team I'll show later. So I'll just pull now. We got one. That's nice. Always get these. I mean, if you try to share, it will give you free diamonds. And I don't think we have enough. No. Okay, so next week I'll have one more. After that, you go to your battle modes. In here, you would have two sections. Go to events first, claim your prizes, do your hero drills. This can be quickly done. I mean, it's really simple. In here, also claim your prices. Tomorrow we will be able to claim more. For now, that's it. This is just a reminder, and this is just a reminder, so it's fine. Uh, then go back to routines. In here, if you see, it has already stopped, so we will just push again. Every few levels, you'll have to come back and set up a new comp. Now go to Dream Realm, claim your price if you haven't. Remember to always do this so you can get daily prices. And this is where I will be sharing with you guys the formations for each day. So for now, let me go check its long gaze. So I shared with you here in the first picture, it's common 2. The second picture is common 2. So we're missing common 1. I'll share with you now. These ones I am getting from the Analytica site. If you have not tried it, I recommend you log into the Discord. They have a lot of information there that they can share with anyone that's inside um, their site. So for this one, we're going to use any comp that is listed here because I am not seeing any comp that says um, that's working for one. I'm guessing they both work for um, like the same that works for common 2 may work for common 1. So let's use one of them. Since we don't have twins here, I'll just go for regular heroes. It's Coco at the front. Oh, you will need one of the new artifacts, so I haven't claimed it. I'll just use this one for now. Uh, then it requires Mikola here.
I'll allow you to surrender.
Yeah, it's Restart Sonia here. Talene, we have a low Talene, but that's fine.
Let's brighten up the battlefield.
And Rainier, which is also low, that's fine. Okay, so while this is running, you have to do at least one try each day so you can get the rewards. And what I'd recommend is once you start running your Dream Realm, try to remember that if you run Dream Realm before the daily reset, you will have accumulated a lot of experience and dust and whatever to increase your hero's level. So in that case, whenever you are going to try to do this in the afternoon, or well, I mean, depends on how close you are to the reset in your country, right? But for me, it's like 6 p.m. So the closer I get to 6 p.m., the more rewards I get from doing Rim Realms next day. So even if now I'm doing this at maybe 2:28 a.m., I will do tomorrow again, close to that point, right, to get more rewards. If you see the next time you do this, you can just skip. I recommend to do it because in the end it's the same result. Um, we're now position 15. That's fine. We have covered Dream Realm now. Arena wise, you have to at least do one attack per day. In here, oh, so this dude pretty much saw a video of how to beat this defense and he's using it with the new hero. That's fine. You can change your defense to break that kind of stuff. So what I was telling you, they're using a lot of healing now and a lot of changes in here. So Satrana, once you have it high level enough,
All is
deals
noble
with all
except
those
for
healers.
myself.
Instead of depending on Tassi for defense, you can use Satrana. But that's like another comp totally different. So for now, I'll just leave it like it was, and I'll
What
check
kind
this
of
later.
dream will we have today?
If you see, they are trying. I'll just go here quickly. They're trying to use I think it's Lily May to stop one of them, then Brian to stop my Lily May because I'm using Lily May in defense, and then they are killing Bonnie, which is one of the main pieces of the defense. So if we don't want that to happen, we can change the position of the heroes, right? Because, Bonnie will jump always to this part because she will try to avoid being attacked. So what we can just do quickly is something like this. And I think that's what the other defenses are suggesting, like having this formation because it's split and then it won't be so easy to attack Bonnie. This is one option. The other option would be placing Talene here. I know it goes down a little bit. It goes from 706. Oh, it's pretty much the same. So we can try this one. Um, this would mean the front hero will deal some damage while also resurrecting. So this can help us a little bit with heroes dying too early. And the only other change that I would recommend would be Lily May for Satrana kind of here, and that would make a lot of difference. But the thing is, if you see, since I don't have her even Mythic Plus, it goes really low. So for now, we will just leave where is it? Ludovic here. Um, yeah, Lily May, and that's it. And for attacks, I was doing. Let me see if maybe since he attacked me a lot, he maybe yeah, he's on 6 now. We will check if we can get him. Okay, no. So Arcanus is going to be. In here, you can see there's a lot of difference in points. Like, this shouldn't even work. I will try this formation. And let's see if it's working like it was before. So, I'm just going to explain this quickly so you can understand. Bonnie is the main piece of the comp because she slows everyone and deals AoE damage. We're adding Satrana to increase the magic damage that is done to the enemies because if our heroes target 3 enemies quickly enough, some AoE buff will start spreading. Even if now this works even if the heroes die. So as you see, Bonnie has already died, but the damage is still spreading. Then also our incoming magic damage is going to be reduced, so that will help a little bit with their burst. For now, we may win if Talene resurrects before first to dies. I mean, it was lame, but it was close, right? Uh, and now we're just going to try again using... yeah, I want to try versus him because he's using one comp that I have not seen before. So he's defending with Brian in the back. I'm not sure why because he's not using Aaron. So they may be trying to get this one to be attacked. Parisa deals a lot of damage. They are really above my like threshold, but we can see if this works. I mean, this is supposed to work with most comps, but not at this level, right? Because this level is really low. But I mean, let's try. In here, the only problem is that Bonnie is dying really quickly, and there is not much going on versus them. This works well, like their defense works well, because even if you try to use Iran, it will just wipe your attack team. So this is a solid defense that they are using. Um, I'm not sure. I don't have time now to come with a comp. I will show you next time how to beat this. For now, just farm points. And the last time I used this, it was with
Nothing to be afraid of.
how is it called? Tassi. It was not with Colleen, so it may not work all the time. So I'll show you. It's 625.
Kind of dream will we have today?
So we already know the last time this didn't work. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. So for now, I'll just stop now. I should do my 10 attacks, but I'll return later. This is 4. Trials, I think I did them already. Today I went for the marksman charms, and I was trying to do this, but I think at some point it couldn't go beyond this point. Let me check. No, it won't work. So you will need to get more points in AFK pushing in order to beat this. Supreme Arena, you have to push more. I forgot to push in this account, so I'll have some problems now because most of the positions are already covered. If you see, um, there are some people here already. Then you would have to do the legend trial. I think it's already on top, but let me try to get one more. Mm, this will fail because most of them are red. I think it's almost the same here, but let me try. Well, these runs, you have in your resonance hall, you have the option to level each of the factions individually. So at some point, you will have to choose if you want to get all of them improved at the same time, or maybe improve just wilders, maulers, or whatever that you are using. So my recommendation is the day that you are pushing this, for instance, if you have wilders in a higher level, be sure to push as far as you can because you are going to go
Another
further
victory to my
during
name.
that day compared to the other days. For instance, we won this one, but maybe the next one we will not be able to get further. And that's because these teams required both heroes to be strong and also the faction bonus to be higher. So that's going to be an issue as long as the progression stops you from getting more points in the AFK. Um, so yeah, I would recommend to get maybe first Wilders because that one is used to push AFK levels, and that means you will get more um, currency to get the other factions progress. Even if you lose one day, like for instance, we may not be able to push today Lightbringers, but that's fine because we will be pushing AFK leveling with the other faction, so that's normal. Um, for now, I'll just leave this because we progressed one. That's fine. Uh, Next thing you should do, and this is something people may not notice, these are the only ones required for your quest, right? If you go to here and you do claim, you can see that we have completed everything. Cast the gazettes, you may have it, you may not. May not. Favor, it's you just open your friend list and that's done. Emporium is the first one we did. AFK challenge is also the first thing we did. Noble Tavern, we recruited a lot of heroes today, so that's done. Instant AFK rewards. I claimed those before. I'll give you a tip about this just now because I forgot this. Dream Realm, it's the first part that we did also. Arena is also just done, but don't forget to do your at least 7 tries a day, 5 free, and then 2 for 0 diamonds. The third one is 20 diamonds. You can do it if you want. If you don't, just leave it there. Honduras Trials is you can progress as far as you can go and then claim your rewards. Once that's done, you may think everything is already cleared, but for your guild, you have this quest, right? The guild supremacy. If we check this closer, there are rankings here that are for guilds, right? And in here you can see which guild has more points. In our case, we are lacking some participation from people. This means if we go to daily quests, it will show us who is giving more points to our guild, right? Considering uh, their individual participation. Also, how we're ranking, and finally, what's the damage we're doing to the glyph shade or whatever the name is. If you check in here, it will tell you who did their daily quests. In Supreme Arena, for instance, I am really low, so I'm not providing that much points to my guild. These points are given daily on the days that the Supreme Arena is working. So if you can get into top 20, I believe, you will provide your guild with lots of points. Here it shows how it works. Top 20 in Supreme Arena gives 120. Top 20 may be hard to attain. Top 50 may be the next level. Like, considering if you have enough Paragon heroes, you may be here. If not, just try for top 100. I mean, if you're not in top 100, then you can contact me and we can get you some defenses to be here. Dream Realm, I expect you to be not lower than top 50 because I'm sharing all the comps each day. And it's easy to be top 20. You saw this account is not even that high and it's top 20. Arcane Labyrinth, here is what I'm going to show you how to do this just now. And Honor Duel the same. Um, you have to rank. You don't have to do anything here. It's top 500. If you see, all of them get the same amount of points. Okay, so you just have to play this. You don't have to rank higher than 500, and 500, trust me, it's easy to complete. So what we're going to do now is just go to Honor Duel. We are rank 95 with this amount of points, which is just really simple to get. If you check the rankings, there are 100 people here, so just play. I mean, just click play and you will be ranked above 500. That's it. Just click play now. Let's choose Sylvina. And we got lucky, we got this one. I'm going to save this one for next round and just click go. Honor Duel, there are guides out there if you want to know which artifact to choose, which heroes to choose, and whatever. Most of the times I play Graveborn because it's the safest option, I believe. Um, how should you place your heroes is your tank and your main DPS goes last. You can spread all the others here. And I made a mistake now because I covered one of the spots that usually is used for Sylvina, that is these two in the back. But I mean, this may work, so I'll just use this now. You always check which artifact they're using. You can see here, it restores HP, and that's it. So they will get a heal. This comp is actually trash. I'm just using it because I want to get the participation for the day. I'm not even trying to win. So let's just complete this event to show you that once we complete this, we will be awarded our points in the supremacy system.
What is the next quest?
Okay, I didn't check if it gave you a hint up there, but if we go to complete, you can check honor rule, and it tells you that there are three people who have already completed this. And if you remember, it's limited to three per day or per, yeah, three per day. So if you are logging in and you don't see people have already completed this, just log in and do like I just did, and you would be in this list for the top three. Then in Arcane Labyrinth, for the top three, the same. You just need to do one round. You don't need to complete the full labyrinth, but we need to get all these points weekly because this means that since we are ranking here, all these points go to these here, which are tickets. And once we all participate, we can release this difficulty. So we are not here opening the next difficulty because if you check, um, there are still two members missing from Arena. So once we have those two, maybe we can get to the 30k and fight the next Cliff Shade. So the last thing that you have to do each day, and that's only if there's no one that has already done it, go to Arcane Labyrinth. This is the first time that I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to change this for Bonnie. And I kind of remember they asked last time for some heroes, but I mean that works for now. No, Scarlita, you don't need Scarlita actually, so just get Rowan. In here, you should always try to get one of four different options in here, one of four relics. This doesn't work, so if it doesn't work, just hold exit and restart. I mean, you don't lose anything here. It's not like Honor Duel that you lose points. In Arcane Left, you don't lose points, so just get out and restart. This is one of them, Fortitude. The other is Vitality, Guard, and the fourth option, I prefer a purple one that restores energy. I forgot the name, but there are people that instead of that they go for the green one that restores life, health every round. I really don't like that one, but people use that one. So any of those two works for the fourth one. Um, and for instance, in here, this is a nice example. Always go for crystals because this means you can get either another rune or trade one in the final stage, like stage 14 before the boss. This is a bait because this tries to get you to get better prices, but actually you're never going to use that store. So just ignore that one. And in here, I mean, I'm just clicking because I know that someone has already done this. In this case, we already have three of our guys doing Arcane. So we're not getting the Arcane competition message. But that's all what has to be done, right? So once you have done that, you can just maybe check something new here to level, because this system is new. It wasn't here before. Before you had to scroll all the way to check what's new and do individual upgrades. And now I'll just finish with some tips for each of the sections, right? Okay, so we're done with this. At this point, if you go to quests, you would have done every single quest that you are required to do in this section. You would get enough quest to progress in your guild weekly quests. And the next thing that you have to do is try to get points for this one. So if you see, we are lacking some resonance, and that the only way to acquire that is through AFK progressing, right? So this is an important part, and I want you to understand this, because this will change a lot how you progress in this section. When you click here, you get these rewards, right? It should have asked me if I want to use diamonds. They deleted the option for this one. I'm not sure why. But if you see, the first thing that you get is experience or season. Then you get season essence. Then you may get equipment chests. Then you get gold. Then you get training manuals, normal manuals, not season ones. And then you get hero essence. These last two, I'm not sure if you remember, but they are also used for your account has a base progression system. And that system increases all your heroes at the same time. And this one here, the first three, are just season content. This is what we are aiming for, these three. So what I was going to explain here, if you click in one of the instant rewards, when you are not above this threshold, 350, you are wasting resources. And why do I mean by this? Each time you increase your level in resonance, the rewards that you get increase with the level up to a cap. Once you reach that cap, the increase is almost not noticeable. I mean, you're not going to be able to notice a difference once you reach that level, because there's a cap, an actual cap. But if you trade your instant resources before that cap, you are wasting just hours, because if you waited, maybe instead of trading it now at 3 a.m., if you trade this tomorrow maybe at 4 p.m., after you have already pushed all the way to maybe 348, maybe you didn't make it to 350, maybe you did to 348, that's fine. Just trade them close to the end of the day, or even if you don't want to trade them, just save them for next day. But don't trade those before you reach the threshold, because you're wasting resources. I'll show you just how much resources you can be wasting here. Um, Remember that we did one, right? One of the others. I'll just use this one, and just remember these numbers: 24 and 126. 28, 129. You may say, okay, why is this changing? 30, 131. I'll just do it again. 24, 126. Did you notice some pattern here? This one has a date attached to it. This one is 2 days old. So people may tell you that if you save these and then you claim them in a later day, you will get more resources because they are old, right? But you are claiming them today. But these ones are actually saving the progress that you had at that day. If you see, these ones are not the same. 24, 126, 28, 129. And if I claim this one now, I would be wasting a lot of resources. I mean, I'm just doing this for you because I am losing resources, but this is to help you increase your levels consistently. Now, I just transformed all that into power for the heroes. The highest that I mentioned is the first one. And then we'll just try to make an example here. Let me equip everything because you also have to equip all your heroes with the greatest things that you have. Um, I think I would have to level this individually because this is already capped. So let's wait. Now that you have already increased so much, this may run alone for maybe 5 to 6 levels. So just leave it. But the important part that I mentioned was Dream Realm, right? Remember that we said this should increase. So let's see. You come here. This is another tip. If you see now, my OD is at the top level of the chain here. But OD is not being used in this formation, right? So this means that we are not having a hero with 348 in the level. The only level that is being used is 339, 338, 338, and these other two that are the same as the last one. So what we have to do before running into the boss, go to records, check the last one, check which hero does the most damage. In this case is Sonya. Now go back here, click on the helm, move Sonya to the first position, and if you remember, the second one was, I believe, Tallinn. So now we have them here. I mean, these last three, since they are the same level, you don't have to change them. You can have anything here, and it's the same. If you see the level of all those, it's the same. Just the ones that we are reserving, I almost have two heroes in my account, almost as higher than the others, and that's for this reason. Oh, and we also don't have the buff yet. But just look at this.
This was nothing.
We went some damage ahead, and we're at 16, but I mean, we were lower before. So now the only thing that we have to do is get that artifact. So in order to get the artifact, we need to get more quests done. And that is here. Season. We are 2 levels away. So that means we have to push a little bit more in the AFK and we would get this artifact, right? I'm not going to do it with this account because it will take more time, but I will show you how, if you do everything correctly, would look like. I mean, you may say that that's not a fair comparison because the account is just different, but trust me, I am not only using the account but also using the knowledge I have on how to maximize resources. So for now, just wait and listen to what I'm going to say now. I'm not sure why it takes so long to load. Okay, almost done. So this is what I was saying. If you check this, once you transform this into the daily rewards, you will be capped each day. This one is already far from 350. So each time you claim these, you will get these rewards here times 3 hours. So if you push this as far as you can go every single day, whenever you transform this into the 3 hours that they represent, they will give you more rewards. Because this is like, how can I explain? Some people try to get the rewards the first thing they do each day, like they just claim all of them, but that means you are claiming the level you are at when you click all those buttons. But if you wait until the end of the day to claim them and you managed to clear more levels, you will get way more rewards that way. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself, but I mean, just wait until the end of the day and push all day if you can. I mean, not all day like actively, but all the time that you can just push, and at the end of the day claim it. Don't claim it at the beginning of the day because you're losing a lot of rewards that way. So okay, that was something. Then I'll just show you in here. You would have the item already when you complete the rest of 340, and then you can keep pushing, right? So the other thing that I wanted to mention about this artifacts, you will have a lot of them, but you may not have enough currency here unless you are able to clean the tower. So this becomes an issue because if you can't clear the tower with enough levels, you may not be able to level all of them. So try to prioritize them. Not all of them are necessary. Maybe this one, the Sanctum, is not super needed. Maybe Harmonic. I mean, at this point, I'm not sure which one. Um, I have enough currency now for all of them, but once we start unlocking them, you will start needing more, and uh, that you can only get from pushing tower. So as I was telling you, in this account, I'm pushing each one individually. This one is the next one, and now that's 361. I will just start again with the first one. Okay, equipment the same. You will be equipping everything that you have. Remember to always recycle all the ones that you don't use. Once that you have done all that, come to the shop here. This is like one more of the tips. Check what you can buy. This will change each week. And just get the ones that have an arrow here, like a green arrow. That means that they are increasing your stats. If they don't have an arrow, they're not working, so just ignore them. And finally, keep doing this all the time that you're playing. Just go uh, change formations and continue. I'll now explain how to choose formations. It's not just selecting and pushing. Um, and the last time I wanted to show in here, if you see, the last record I have is kind of not the best. There are now players that are above me because this was done like 6 hours ago or something. So now you come here again. Um, you check for formations inside Analytica, and if you are waiting, you can just wait for me to share the formations. I'm sharing the same ones that are inside Analytica. Um, Normally you would go for let's say they're using this one. One second, because it's kind of laggy. Okay, they're using this formation, which doesn't require Bonnie for some reason. Um, and Mikola, like this. Now, if you remember, in this account, we already have every hero at 361, so there's no need to do this because they are all at the same level. Once I start pushing, the first hero is going to take all the points, because if you have them all at the same level, you are not going to be able to do this trick, because the carry gets more points if he is higher level than the rest. If they are all the same, you have no way to increase your damage, um, even by 1% or 2%, because they're all the same level. So you can't modify these positions. So that's something that I learned in previous seasons that I still use, and it allows me to quickly change damage record if I want to. So let's say now, if you see, I updated the damage. It's back on top one. I mean, this will be changing eventually, but if you see, it's almost 100 points further. So this is what I was telling you. If you just keep your score from 6 p.m., you will never be able to make this kind of improvements. Even here, I'm almost at top one in the district. And this is just because I keep increasing this score during the day. I don't use the 10 attacks at once. I use maybe one or two to try formations, and once I have selected one, I save the attacks until the last minute of the day. That's one thing. The other I was going to show you is here. Um, I did a mistake where I started leveling 4 at the same time. And this was because I thought that I was going to be able to get more points. But the reality is that you have to only focus on 2 of them. Why? Because if you remember, once you get in here, you get an extra buff to the first carry, and this is used also in AFK pushing. So try to focus on just 2 of them if possible. Not like this, because if I had only 2, I would have these 2 on 10, and maybe the third one almost reaching 10, instead of just wasting points. Um, what else I was going to show? Equipment wise, you just have to focus first on marksman, because marksman is your damage dealer. If you see, this 350 to 360 may not be much of a difference. Like, if you compare the stats, that's not much. But also, if you check how much resources you need, I mean, just go ahead. It's 16. You have 800. It's not like it's going to be a problem later. Um, this one is almost there as well. 340 to 360, that's not that much. 340, 350, 350, 340. So what I normally do is try to get them at least 10 points away. So I would get the 340s and leave the 350s. These are fine. These are fine. This one I'll change. And this will change. Why do I do this? Because 10 points difference, it's not that much, and you're not wasting that many resources. If you convert all of them all the time to 360, there's going to be a point where you're not going to be able to increase the levels, because you're not getting that many, how is this called? Forging stones. So just try to get your carries, which are these, sometimes mages, and rogues because rogues is bunny. So in this case, you need this hike because some of the stages use bunny to push. So just get those. Okay. Uh, in here, I think that's it for here. You can use this button whenever you want. Just remember to try to keep one of them increased more. Mm, I was going to show the supremacy part. Try to get this so you can get more points. I mean, in the end, it's individual point is nothing. It will just show your name somewhere, but the important part is that your guild gets more progress. And here we need two more members. That's why we are not first in supremacy. We are fourth because we are staying behind. Uh, Now, this is just for you guys because we are on the same district. We are server 602. We're Guild Avalonians. The next guild on our server it's New Keep. It's not so far behind. And I noticed that you guys are higher. I mean, we already know this is how this all the season is going to work because we are the newest server. The matchup is not even fair, but I mean, whatever. We're going to make it work. All these guides I'm making are to improve the enjoyability of the game for our players. In this case, we are going to be matched with you guys for 42. So I would expect if you have questions or something, you can just reach us. Um, I have some knowledge in Arena, Dream Realm. I mean, it's super easy. It's just look for comps, apply them, whatever. It's easy. Uh, the hard part is AFK pushing. I can help you a lot with AFK pushing. Um, Last season, I think I ended first, followed super close by someone in our guild, um, who even beat me for quite a while. But yeah, my point is AFK pushing is really important. And also Arena, like I told you, like you can see we're always fighting the same people because we have a inside our guild we don't attack each other. So I'll show you. We managed to get top 5 for pretty much the whole season. This guy came out of nowhere just now. We are going to push him down, trust me. I will provide the um, options to bring him down once I understand the mechanics of the new hero because that's a new one. Our old enemy, let's call it, was Arcanius, and Eminent is also here. They are not our enemies now because we are on the same district, but like I mentioned, we have a truce pact between our guild members that we're not going to attack them. So even if I am seeing them all the way here, I can't attack my own people. That's something I decided for our people so we can have more members ranking high. At some point, and I don't have the pictures now, but at some point we had all top 20. So that's our goal, right? To get top 20 with everyone. Now, I'm going to try this. I have no idea how this works. I may lose even because if you see, even now, they have more power here. I know for a fact that these combinations of heroes works really well versus other Bonnie teams or pretty much other teams. So I am expecting that since these bunch of heroes in here require um, cast to work, if I just did this, this would pretty much delete them. I mean, I'm pretty much sure. But the problem is, if I try this, most of our people don't have this kind of heroes. So I have to come up with something that most people can use to defeat our enemies. So if I try this, in my logic, it means they won't cast. Uh, Satrana may die super quickly. That's fine. Talene may not cast even. Um, but I think this is enough damage to bring all of them down quickly. Now, I will try what I had before because I'm really curious how this works. Um, and I want to see how this behaves, right? Because I have no idea how Lorsan works now. And this guy, Daniel, made Parisa super high. I have no idea why. And he's even using Lily May. We already know Lily may stop our combo if Satrana doesn't cast first. So we will just have our hopes high that Satrana casts first, so we have um, a chance to win against them. I'm not even sure why he's using two forests in this way, because he's not giving buff to anyone. So to me, this comp here makes no sense, but I mean, if it works, fine with him. So let's see. So I know there's a super huge difference between the power level of these heroes and the other one, but what I'm trying to understand is how that comp should work normally. So let's see. Yeah, if you see, Lily stopped Satrana, and then my Bonnie was stunned by Brian. So those two right there are what made him live that long.
Nothing to be afraid of.
Let's watch again. And I think that's the problem. If you see Bonnie here, she has the buff from Fresto, which makes her get more energy. Satrana managed to cast now. It was stopped. When Bonnie was trying to cast, there was this Falcon from Brian that stopped her. And they are still surviving because Bonnie hasn't cast. Now, she casts, and it's pretty much GG. So what I'm seeing is that Brian is stopping Bonnie, right? So that may be a change that I have to make in Psycho to just win that one. But well, that's it. And for Arcanius, this one here has been something that we are not understanding, because sometimes this comp wins even versus my comp. And when that happens is when Satrana casts after Bonnie. If you see once Satrana casts, it's GG. Even if it seems like I forgot this name. Tassi is going to kill everyone. Tassi is just going to die because of the damage that Satrana has already done to her. She's just losing and losing and losing HP because of the debuff that Satrana has. But if you see here, one time I lost, and you will see why. The fight starts normally. Satrana is not getting enough energy to cast. Satrana is stopped. Bonnie is there casting. And then you would see how this, I'm not sure how this works. Damian manages to heal Tassi, and Tassi casts the ultimate. And for some reason, Talene is not casting anything until now. And then she's immediately stopped. I'm not even sure why. Again, Damien heals Tassie again, which shouldn't have happened if Tassie died before. Then Talene is taking a long time to resurrect, and I lose. But I mean, this normally doesn't happen. Like if you see the records, that's the only one. Supreme Arena, I'll just change my defense because I am still getting familiar with maps. They are doing a lot of changes to these things, so I'll change them later. Um, I think that was everything I had to share. Do your Honor duel, one per day, one arcane. Check supremacy for points that are missing. Your Duras trials, just do what you can. Remember this order. Tomorrow it's going to be rogues and tanks. You may have to go for rogues for Bonnie, or no, Bonnie's archer, I think. So I mean, it depends. For level pushing, you may want to get tanks, but that's different. And finally, between supports and the other, go for supports first. Um, Lane trial, like I mentioned, you will have to push this individually, and this depends on your level here. So I'm just level 5. I may not be able to go really far in that tower, but that's fine because the day that the tower is available, like the green tower, I will be able to go super far. And I am telling you this, I managed to clear the 4 towers on last season like a month before everyone did it. And I mean, I have proof that I cleared all 4 towers pretty much a month before everyone just by doing this. The day that the tower opens, you use a reset here and you check the tree for the tower and you push that tower all the way to the last spot that you can, and the next day that the tower is available, just don't change the comp for maybe 1 week. I'm not sure if you remember that once you cover 10 like all faction talents in the first 10 points, you don't have to reset them. You can reset the stage 2, 3, or 4. So that's what I was doing. Once I got to stage 3, I didn't reset stage 1 and 2. I just kept resetting stage 3 and 4. And I was moving my talents from one faction to the other depending on the available tower of that day. And that's how I got so far.
Oh, my favorite!
Here I'm going to start again. The hero on the first lot is going to get all the points. As I mentioned, you have to keep this running all the time that you're playing. Collect everything that you can. Get your stuff. Again, it's done. You come here. And I will tell you how to select the formations. This is the final part of the video, and now I'm going to sleep. Um, this is going to be the hardest part. One one formation consists of 5 heroes and 1 artifact. Also, you will have a reference here to the power that this guy had. And if you select copy, you can see that I have way more power, but I am um, 10 points lower in this number above. I mean, I'm not sure what, I don't remember what the number is, but the power of the whole heroes is the one in here. And this is calculated by how much power your heroes have in regards of level and X weapon. So if you compare these to my heroes here, they are higher. Also remember that once you start getting Duras Trials charms, they will also matter. For now, the heroes here don't have charms. So if you see, none of them has any charm. Those charms are going to be important later. So the way to choose these is first check what level they have here. I know most people think that Paragon levels are important in PvE, but they are not. Paragon levels only increase stats for PvP, not PvE. So as long as they are S plus and you have S plus, it's cool. I mean, I know that I don't have that dude at S plus. I have it at S, the same as him. So I should be able to clear this level like that, right? But I'll just go try this now and tell you something while this runs. There are some stages that require you to specifically play the level, not just autoplay. When you select auto, what happens is that whenever the energy of your heroes reaches the max, it will cast. It won't wait, it won't select target, it won't do anything. It will just cast when it's full. It's full, sorry. So if you leave this running like this and for some reason you needed to wait for a hero to get closer for maybe Smokey to kill him, it's not going to work because you're letting the game choose for you. So some levels, instead of just choosing auto, you have to do this. Let me show you. I'll get those. Um, check records. If you see this one, I wouldn't use because I don't have twins on S plus. This one has low level twins, but this one is S plus. I may try to use this one because it's closer to what I have, but I could keep checking which one is closer to what I have in regards of heroes. I think this one is the closest. It only requires this one to be S plus. And I'm going to show you now what I mean with the video that you have to check. If you come here, you will notice which hero deals more damage. This is a Smokey level, so you will have Smokey dealing all the damage. In this case, if you're using the strategy I mentioned about having the first hero in the formation in the Resonance Hall with the highest power level, you would like to place Smokey in that position. Okay? And second, you will want to go here in replay and just watch the energy bars. If they pop as soon as they go into the full, you can choose to play the... See? That didn't pop, but that's normal because that doesn't have a target. All the others are popping as soon as they reach the max. So you know that this level can be played in auto. But if for some reason you check that, let's say Iran, which is one of the heroes that maybe you have to stop, or Floravel, I'm not sure, even Forestor or someone, it's not popping when it reaches the maximum. That means that that level has to be played manually. Up to this point, all levels can be played auto because they are super easy. But once you start progressing, maybe after level 1000, 2000, you'll have to check videos individually. Now, I'll just finish this and run the auto process. I'll just run this one, and I have them on auto, so they're just going to pop. In case I needed to choose one of them to play, I would have to do it this way. And once it reaches, I will either choose to use it then or wait. Like for instance, now it's ready. I can double click and it will be triggered. But if I didn't have to do it, I can just select the auto option. I'm thinking maybe this level required the other Nara girl, but let's just hope that it works that this way. Um, because I think I forgot to change the formation, but let's hope this works. Um, and I think that's it because what else can I give you tips about AFK pushing? Supreme Arena comps, you can ask me for formations. I can provide you some. Those are entirely based on your heroes. Um, this is going to be a close call. Maybe we lose. Yeah, we lose. So anyway, um, oh, don't forget to request this so your allied members get points because it's another quest of the weekly ones. Uh, I mean, I'll just send it, but I'll just try it. I mean, it's not like I already know that this formation works. Yeah, whatever. And the final thing that I was going to share is about the Emporium because this is important for people. Friendship Store, um, you need to get this each day if you can, and I will explain a little more now. Dream Store, this is an important part that someone was talking to me today, and I started noticing something. If you buy this one daily, once you have 10 days of these essences collected, you can transform it into one of any heroes that you need to power up. Okay? All these others don't work the same way. They only work for the hero that you are using. So let's purchase this one, like us. Um, I have noticed that these heroes are only A levels. I'm not sure. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be S level heroes there, but for now it's just A levels. So just focus on getting the ones that you need. The arena store, the only important heroes here may be Hewin. Try to get her to high level. Brian is going to start getting more usage after you saw the combination with Lily May that it stuns Bunny. So that's a nice combo there. Um, this one was used a lot last season. I'm not haven't seen him anymore. CCI is never used. Yeah, Igor works for Supreme. Cassidy is used in the earlier stages of Dream Realm, so you may need her. And the rest, well, whatever. If you need them, just get them. Season part. Don't waste anything in the above section. This section is pretty much just bait. Check for heroes you need in here. Um, I've seen Sinbad being used a lot in the first part of the Dream Realm stage, but I would suggest not to get him because there are options for him. And also, it requires a lot of investment to get him to S+. Instead, just if you don't have Lily May, Mikola, and Ludovic at S+, get these three. Then once you have them, get Lily May to Paragon. That's like your priority because Lily May is used in so many stages and so many scenarios. I mean, I didn't like Lily May when she came out. I prefer Shakir. Sadly, you can't get Shakir anyway. Um, but yeah, it's a nice compliment for most of the wilder builds. Nara is not used. Don't waste on Nara. Ludovic is used even in later stages of Dream Realm, so get your Ludovic high. And the last that I can tell you in here, this is one question that everyone asks. Before, the first hero that you had to get to at least Mythic Plus was Rainier. if you didn't have a Rainier Mythic Plus in your account, you were going to lose at Dream Realm, PvP. PvE not so much because it was not used in AFK pushing, but at least PvP and Dream Realm, you were not going to be high rank. Then the original heroes were Diurnal, Belial, and Scarlita. Those four. There were no more than those four. So when people started playing, everyone had a Scarlita for Arena. So if you were rank 20, you start seeing Scarlita level uh, S plus because no one had Paragon back then. S plus and at least X weapon 15. If you see my Scarlita now, I have her since season 2 because that's the one that I joined. In this account, obviously, the other one I have from before. But my Scarlita is maxed like completely. I didn't invest in Paragon because I was trying to get all Orb heroes first. But this one I got it as quickly as I could, like the full X25. Most heroes would have her. Most players, sorry, would have her if they're old school. You no longer need her. That's the sad fact. There are better options, but she can change a battle if she ults at the right time. The problem is she loves to roam around and just dies before ulting. So that's the sad part of Scarlita. But she provides a lot of sustain if you are running a diagonal comp. Like if you run a diagonal comp, you're going to need so much money. You will need Donlinger, Diagonal, Scarlita, and maybe Talin. So that's four of this list. That's insane. Um, Donlinger works alone with most heroes. I wouldn't recommend going for it because it's just like a big Lily May because it stops everyone from casting. But once he dies, everyone can cast freely, and he really sucks as an individual hero. Um, Burial, it's really niche. Not everyone uses it. Diurnal requires the team that I mentioned. Alone, it sucks. Foresto is used in every single comp that you are going to use for Dream Realm. I mean, honestly, Talene is almost the same now. When Talene came out, she was useless. I can tell you, no one wanted Talene because she was so bad. But then they kind of changed that for most of the Dream Realm bosses and also PvP, so now it's viable. And it's going to be the same with these two. Harak used to be super good in the previous season for AFK pushing and PvP and whatever, but now I don't think he's going to be super useful. I mean, he can be used, but you can use Talene instead of Harak for damage. And Talene resurrects, Talene gives a buff to the frontliner. Um, I mean, it's way more useful than Harak. But yeah, it's up to you. And the twins, don't make my mistake. The twins may seem like they are used everywhere, but that's only because people have not tried other options. I mean, they are not super used now. It's like Lord San or whatever. He's not being used anywhere. But you saw someone using it in PvP, so now the spotlight is going to be there. It's like when I think it was season 2. At some point, we were running a comp that had Foresto in the front, Lily May, then two healers, and Scarlita. But no one knew how to beat that comp. I mean, you can even check. I asked Sivo at that time. I have the screenshots, and I asked him how to beat that comp. He told me the only thing he told me was used Iran plus what was this? The three almost, and it didn't work. And then a few weeks, yeah, a few days or weeks later, he posted the comp like the best comp, the best defense comp in the season. I was like, yeah, because I told you that existed, but no one knew about it until it started replicating. It's like the defense that this guy has now may start replicating, and since no one will know how to beat that one, it's going to become the next best defense of the season. But yeah, you just saw that how to beat it, so that's going to there's no problem there. Um, and back to the topic, the one that you need first, in my opinion, is Rainier still, at least 2M plus, because it's still used in most of the Dream Realm bosses in the first part of them, not the second part, the first part. Then Fresto for at least S. I know most people say that you should have him at S plus. Mm, if you want to get more damage instead of just more sustain, get Talin to S plus first, and then focus on getting Fresto to S plus. Once you have those three, it will take you maybe a year because being honest, it takes forever to level these to S plus. Once you have them, I would recommend going for either Burial or Harak. Skip Diurnal, skip Dawnlinger, skip Twins, and maybe skip Scarlita. I mean, unless you want to be old school and just use her for PvP, you will have one formation that requires Scarlita, then go for her because she's no longer used in any of the Dream Realm bosses. So none of the ones that I mentioned at last are used now. So just focus on that. And the last part in this section that no one does, and this is super important here. I know that we get a lot of title lessons from events, but all my other accounts, I have been in situations where I receive a lot of envelopes, like at the start of the season, and I don't have enough title lessons for weeks, maybe months, to level up all the heroes that I have. If you check here, there is not a single hero that has 1 star. Not a single hero has 1 star. Why? Because the difference between having one hero with
Don't worry.
no X weapon and the first X weapon is usually game changing. These other two, if you see, is just a little increase in numbers. But most of the time, the first kill they get with the X5 changes the function of the hero. So this is really important for most of them. I have seen people at this level um, that they are using, let's say, Brutus with 1 star. If you come here, you can see um, if you get him to 3 stars, he will keep spinning forever. I mean, it's a big difference. The 4 star, it's not so much. I mean, it's 30 plus damage, but yeah, in here it's completely different. Another one I have seen, it's Rowan at 1 star. If you check the difference, um, if you give him 5 levels of X weapon, one of your heroes, the first one that takes the potion, will get permanent HP for the remaining of the fight. This is game changing. Also, if you see this one, it's telling you that one other potion of your health potions will be changed into a super potion. So this means that if you get him to level 3, this will trigger, and maybe you're playing a Baladek or something, and that HP makes you win the fight instead of just losing it because you have him with no X weapons. The most important ones that I would recommend you to get is Coco. Um, I mean, Coco can have just one. There's no big difference. Um, but if you have her with 3 stars, that they call these three stars X10, um, you will be able to remove stuns or any control effect as long as she can cast. And once she can cast, she will get resilience. Um, You can check what each stat means in the site. I think it is in Analytica, so you can check there. But it makes her kind of more hard to control and that kind of stuff. So it's not a big deal here, but this one is a big deal because if you have a formation where she is being a focus of an artifact that grants her immunity, the moment that she casts, she makes all your heroes free for the next following seconds. So let's say you're fighting versus Aaron or something, and they have almost a permastone with Aaron, almost Alsa, whatever. The moment she casts, she provides a shield and frees all your heroes. So it's pretty much a counter to that kind of situation. So just try to get read your heroes, understand the abilities, and maybe not get all of them to 3 stars or 2 stars, but just read what they do, right? Because, for instance, this second one is not important. I had her for once at 1 star for maybe 3 months up to now. But when I once I saw that she can stun someone for 4 seconds and that someone may be their carry, I was like, okay, if I use this one in a diagonal comp, she will help me kill the enemy carry. So that's important. And also remember that each time that you do one of these enhancements, you increase the stats of your hero. And this season, they changed the stat increase so that when you have them, I don't remember if it was 3 stars or 4 stars, they start having more stats than last season. And last thing I'm going to tell you, we were talking about these essence swaps, right? Like, we can uh, buy this kind of essence and then convert them. No one has checked this because trust me, I have read the information and no one has checked this. If you check this here, it says the swap limit depends on the number of universal temporal essences used to enhance the hero's exclusive equipment. The hero can swap up to 75. So if you swap this to this, let me show you so you can understand what I mean. If you go into inventory, you have 130, right? And one of these. If I try to level someone who is not yet at 3, this one,
Well,
I have 130 and 5. Okay. Now let's go to Leica. I will do the conversion. And I will come back here. This is something no one knows. You have 131. You remember they said these essences were um, meant to use only on the hero they are uh, supposed to work for. Like if you buy a Leica essence, it should just work for Leica. Well, guess what? If you get this Audi one, you can transform it for a universal essence. I'm not sure if I'm being clear. This here is supposed to work only on Audi. Only on Audi. You purchase one. You purchase one. You go to Audi.
Oh, good day, boss.
And in here, you can see up here essence swap, right? I mean, I can't even use this essence on Audi anymore because it's 20 further. But I can do this one here. Swap limit 275. Why is this limit? Because the amount that this hero requires to go to level 4, it's 275. But this is not correctly implemented. You click confirm, and you have just bought an essence for 300 points of the Dream Realm part. Again, we had 130, right?
Well, just it.
Check. 133. I'm not sure if this is going to get patched. Um, I'm not sure if this is how this is supposed to work. I understood when they mentioned that this is just for Viperion, but it's weird that it's letting you transform any essence into essence for any hero. So this means that you can buy all the essences of each day that you get. Then you just go to the hero that you need the essence for, transform, and then you just go back and use it on someone else. So for instance, if I wanted to increase someone's level, let's say,
Don't worry. My flame.
oh, I have not even done this. If you have, I'm not sure because none of them work. So let's say this one. This is the only one that
Well,
kind of requires an improvement. If you want to level him, you'll use 75 out of those 133 to get him to X3, X10, 3 stars. But you can use any other hero to do that, right? I mean, I'm not sure why they implemented it this way. I think it's wrong. Um, but well, it's better than buying 10 of these, spending 500, and then combining them into just one. You're losing 200 per essence. I left this till the end because if you manage to get this far, then you deserve to know this information. So I would suggest that you don't share this with just anyone because it's a big deal if you manage to um, change currency that you're not using into essence for the heroes that you are using. Okay, so for now, I think I'll just end the video here. We covered pretty much everything. The only thing that I would maybe tell you to check, and this is if you haven't done yet, season growth trials tells you what you are required to do to get the points. If you see most of these is something we have not yet done, read them in advance. So once you are ready to do it, just get done with those so you get more experience for the top part. Upgrades, most of you should be able to have Supreme Plus. We're going to get tomorrow some boost here, a big boost. So most people would get lots of levels from here in AFK pushing. Activeness, sorry, just requires you to keep playing and getting season tokens. So just do the quests in story and all. And the part of story, this is going to be opening weekly, so just keep playing. There's not much that I can say about that. Uh, if you are going to spend, I wouldn't recommend to get any of the bundles below 800. Only those above 800 are the ones that are valuable. If you see, I don't buy anything other than 800. This one is 4,000. These ones I'll get in 4 days because they are important. This one, if you're going to push hard, get this one. If not, then never mind. It's just a waste of money. Permanent bundles, don't get any of them. They're super expensive. Cosmetics, I would get this one at some point because I love Mural. CCI I'm not sure. At some point, maybe once I get free dragons from Lilith. um, if you're going to buy currency, go to Plutomal. Don't do it here. If you're doing it here, you're wasting 5%. And someone asked me about this, so I'll just show you. Level 1, you get that. I mean, everyone gets this, I think. Level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and so on. Once you reach 18, you're getting two um, static things. And the important part that they wanted to see, okay, just let me change this. Oh no, this one requires, okay, it's fine. Uh, Someone asked me what did you get in here. So I don't have the all of them, but you can see here max AFK time 6 hours, gold, 6 hours, gold, 6 hours. A lot of things, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, gold, 7 hours, gold. So pretty much you're just getting more time to be AFK without losing your points. But being honest, if you are all the way to VIP something above 10, it's because you're playing. So you're not going to use that VIP AFK time. So yeah. And I think now that's it because I have no more. Okay, don't waste your money in this. This is, I think it's not yet polished. It's expensive to get this. It's 500. I mentioned that you should only get the 800, so just get whatever you got free. Get your stuff from here when you have the currency. These ones, don't buy them now. I'll tell you later why. But once some of the let me show you. So you know there are these travel logs. There's the Fable Road from the previous season, and then there's the Noble Path, right? So if you remember, this one is just progression, but the Fable Road has purchase from Emporium, right? 200. So this here, I'm not sure if it still works, but in the first and second season, all purchases you made from stores in game that were called Emporium, like this one, counted towards that number. So even the armors that you get there, like the items, would count. If you check here, all these will count towards Emporium. Before, also these ones, the Golden Rose ones, were considered Emporium. So you would buy these Golden Rose ones, and they would count towards the Emporium one. Let's try because I know that this may not change the number. Forgot what number it was. 182. Let's try because if it's from previous season, it may not work. But it's still, I'm just going to buy the cheapest one. This one. And let's see. Yeah, it worked. So if you need, once this comes out, just save this because you can get a lot of points from there. Okay, so for now I think that's it. I have pretty much nothing else to give now. Um, I'll do more videos maybe next week. Um, and I'll try to get a solution for this build, right? Because we saw this one works. I'll share with the guild because I know that they may need the solution. But I know that not all of you have these heroes, so I'll try to get some. For now, I know this will be beaten by Donlinger because it's heavily focused on casting. Um, but yeah, I'll try something different. So I'll just send you this video now. I'll give you the access to the comps for Dream Realm boss of today, and see you maybe next week. If you need some video before, just tell me. I'll just make them like the one I did for Arena and the Restrals. So tell me.